everybody! We just recorded the last episode of Plants vs. Zombies, but the recording is like 2 frames per second.
Yeah, and it's an actual PowerPoint presentation.
It's completely unusable, so we're gonna make a tier list.
We're gonna make a tier list.
This is not centered.
It's not centered at all, and it looks really bad.
It's fine.
Well, oh no, that's just because it's the monitor it's on, that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Here, no, we're gonna rename these cool.
Okay.
Cattail.
I have a feeling you're a little biased.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty goof.
Good.
Sans.
Good, I guess. Could be good. Not very good. The opposite
Of good.
of good. Now one of our best inside jokes is gone forever, you realize that?
What was it?
The Jacob Gambit.
Oh my gosh. The Jacob Gambit is dead!
Created the coolest inside
We made
joke of all
another, we
time.
made an inside joke, and it's never, you guys are never gonna get
You'll
it.
never get the t-shirt now. Okay. Clover. I think it goes here.
Yeah. It's a single, it's useful. And it's useful when you need to use it, but you don't really need all that. Cattail? Yeah, Cattail's pretty good.
That tells us playing the game.
I beg to differ, but I'll admit it's, yeah, I can see why it's that good.
This guy, CP, I think.
Does mean could be good?
Good, I guess.
I mean, for the roof levels, you do need it.
Well, here's the other thing you don't realize. You know those scuba divers that sit in the water?
Oh, they also...
You can kill those too.
Oh, okay. Alright, I guess that's a little more. Yep, that's...
No.
He's the only one there.
I think he's like here.
No, he has one purpose and the blower just beats that.
Yeah,
though.
but that's the thing. He's still a pea shooter, so like if you have to use him, he can still kill stuff.
I guess.
But the cost brings him down.
Yeah, because he's an extra 25 sun, and I think he has a slower recharge too.
Let's say cherry bombs here.
Oh, okay. Most of the single-use plants I'd put in.
Put chomper here.
Yeah, it's just too slow to be usable.
Yeah, if he ate like faster, he could be good. Where do you think Cob Cannon goes? You even know,
I would.
even know Cob Cannon?
I do know what Cob Cannon. The thing, I'd say pretty good because he is very strong. But you need a lot of, like, the only thing that the only scenario where I think you can really use him is, like, Survival Endless.
Yeah, but he has a really good use.
Yeah, exactly, that's
like
the thing.
ultimate challenge.
Like, he's really good in the most hardest, most difficult thing, but other than that, I don't really think there's a point in using him. Because he's really expensive, he's really powerful, but it requires 2 kernel pults, and then 500 sun, so he's the most expensive. So he's 700 sun.
Yeah, so it's more of a gimmick plan. Levels.
But he is like cobless strategies do exist for Survival Endless,
But they're boring.
But Cob just works so well. Like the
Yeah.
fact that there's a category for not using him is just he's impressive.
I say we leave him until we raid all the other mushrooms and
Yes,
we'll, like, figure
yes.
it out. Doom Shroom.
I say good. Pretty good, yeah. He has a big radius.
And if you use him at the end, the crit doesn't matter.
Yeah. And even then, honestly, like, if you're using him near the beginning, the crater won't matter all that much anyways.
Yeah.
Because, like, most of the time, you're not really planting stuff near, like, the first 2 columns. It's really just, like, maybe if you have a garlic strategy, but...
Garlic or, like, spike weed would be the only times I would
Yeah.
have a problem.
But even then, that's, like... I think he's very easy to work around his problems, and he's one of the best single uses.
Yeah.
Potted plant. I don't think we can really rank that. Pot low.
I don't know what else we put there.
Yeah, I like how you can't even tell.
Yeah, true.
Foom shroom.
Good, I think.
Or no, is that good? Yeah, I said that. I said that's good.
His range kind of sucks, but he can shoot.
But he can shoot through multiple. He's got piercing, and I think that helps out a bit. And he's pretty cheap too, 75.
Yeah, he carries.
He's very easy to stack up just a bunch and just have him in one lane.
Garlic.
Garlic,
How do you feel about garlic?
Garlic is something
you
that
believer?
he can work. I feel like it's not hard to make him work, but I feel like just the only way you can make him work is when you use that specific like garlic like deathwatch strategy.
Yeah.
And there's like
on,
many
other levels, it gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I would say I'd put him in good, I guess.
Yeah. He's like top of could be good.
Yeah.
Good, I guess. Gatling P.
I'll put him in pretty good just because of.
He's like here.
But you can. Let's say. Yeah, I'll say that. Because with Torchwood, he is the highest DPS, but then you can't use Frozen, you can't use Wintermelon or Snow Peas.
Yeah, he's good, but I feel like there's better strategies.
Yeah.
If you're doing like normal levels, I think he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's awesome because 4 is just. Brr.
Fume Shroom, I think he's cattail here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He shoots in all directions and he does very high damage.
It's very high. He has very short range, but it's very easy to stack a bunch.
Yeah.
And unlike the garlic, where like garlic is only really useful for like a garlic specific strategy, you could get away with using a bunch of fume shroom. Because garlic's not bad. Like if you wanted to use garlic long term, you'd have to build a specific strategy around it. In the beginning, it's okay, but there are better, beginner helping plants. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that's too controversial.
I don't think that. What about the Grave Nibbler? I'm. To be honest, you don't really have to deal.
Graves
it's
aren't
only
really
an
a big
adventure
problem.
mode, is it?
It's only an adventure mode and like nighttime endless because he doesn't show up in the pools. I don't think.
Yeah, no, they don't show up in the pool. So
and even in normal nighttime, you don't really need him.
Yeah. Like, I guess if you really want to, you can, but I see no. Hypno Shroom.
I think he's.
Yeah. Hypno Shroom isn't very good. There is a use for him. Very niche if you just really need to get rid of one target that you don't want to deal with.
Yeah, if it's like a football zombie or like the disco one in nighttime.
Yeah.
Early game. But usually it doesn't really matter.
But if it's daytime, it's useless, and you might and even in nighttime is probably just better uses for a single use. But hey, he does his job.
Yeah.
At the very least. Ice Shroom.
He's good.
I think he's good too. It's screen wide. They take a little bit of damage. They're frozen. They're stunned for like what 2 or 3 seconds, and then they start moving, but then they're frozen.
It's like this like 4 or 5 seconds. Like it's a pretty long time.
Okay.
And if you're playing on a daytime level, you can like place a whole bunch of them down and save up, and then when you need them, you can burst them off with pathogens.
So that's good.
Jalapeno, pretty good.
Pretty good. The fact that it's an entire row is really handy.
He's cheap and very strong, and he makes zombonis nothing.
That's very true as well.
Colonel Polt, I think also pretty good.
Really?
Maybe like good. Actually.
I say good. I'd say honestly lower than Fume Shroom. I say Colonel Polt is like lower good because he is good for the butter and for what you can get from Cobb Cannon, but I don't think like on his own, like sole use, he's that great. But he is, it's easy to say how
he's a good support, but you can't carry a level.
Yeah.
I think
unless it's adventure mode, because that's what we did in the end. It's just him.
But you'll never see that unless we upload the slideshow.
That's what
we'll upload it as a podcast.
Well, we will. Don't worry.
How do you rate these two?
You really can't.
Magnet Shroom, I'd say here or here. He has his use.
Honestly, I'd say not very good too, because like you can use him, and honestly, I'd say that there would be reasons to. There are definitely people that do his job better. Like honestly,
he does stuff, but like getting rid of the strain door and the ladder don't matter if you have a catapult, because those just are eliminated. Usually later buckets aren't really a big problem, so he's just kind of football zombie counter, but at that point just use explosive.
Yeah,
he's taking up a permanent slot to do the job of a consumable, or just have a better arsenal.
And he's also 100. Honestly, let's make him the first opposite of good.
Yeah.
when you don't want to click. Melon, I think we'd have to say pretty good. Well, I think winter.
I think cattail.
You say cattail? Okay.
I think winter melon goes up there too, but I think
just plain old. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically wipes adventure mode.
I think pea shooter goes here. Is pretty much just the cabbage pulp without the pulp property.
Yeah. Good, I guess, is more just like you use them. There are things definitely better than them, but for what you get out of them, they're not bad.
Yeah. Lantern. One of these two probably also.
Honestly, I'd say the opposite of good as well. Because I mean, Blover does his job.
Yeah, and like they die too. Like I think you could make Lantern really good if he just had like walnut health. Like make him 75 sun, and then he's like a wall that you can put.
That would be kind of cool. And then he also provides light. I could see that, yeah. Especially since like he's 25 sun, but he covers like what, like 9 tiles of like his light. Because like you place him on the one tile, and then he covers the ones around him, right, for his light.
Yeah.
And like that's not bad, but he dies so quickly, you're gonna have to constantly replace him. Like.
Yeah, he dies fast. The Blover just does his job anyway, and he's only useful in the foggy levels. And you don't really need to get rid of the fog anyway. It's just kind of a luxury if you want it. So yeah.
Potato mine. Yeah. Like the best.
He can't carry a game, but early game he's really, really valuable for making. Like, early setups.
He builds setups. He is the ultimate early game. Like he's the ultimate early game plant.
Yeah.
He doesn't last long in the long term, but early game he makes things. He gets it done.
Well, he's like the only early game, or like one of the few early game plants that you like never really remove. Like he's always useful, except like maybe water levels because of the mushroom.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mushroom, I think he's either like top of here or bottom.
I say cattail.
Yeah.
It's just they recharge so fast at 0 sun. You can win all the nighttime levels just by spamming them. Yeah. Yeah.
Pumpkin, I'd say he's like bottom of good.
Really?
Top of good, I guess. Bottom of good.
Okay. I mean, ultimately, it's really just, I'd say, okay, if we're going by that logic, then I guess a walnut would be, like, lower down. Because essentially, pumpkin is just walnut, except takes up less space. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. Pumpkin's good, but he's only really, I think you only really use him in survival levels, just because it's kind of like,
that's the only place.
Fortification.
Yeah.
You don't really need to waste the sun on it in a normal level that only lasts 5 minutes.
The repeater. Pretty good, really.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
I guess he is a higher damage output. Really?
Well, and this guy's down here, but if you think he's technically like 450 sun and they're really low cooldown.
Yes.
But repeater is the same recharge as a normal one.
Oh, it's
and he's like
okay.
A decent price for what he is. Like I think he's.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
I think he's like barely hanging on, but I think he's good.
You think he's worth it? Okay.
Scaredy Shroom. I'd say like top of good, I guess.
Yeah.
He has his uses.
He's cheap and he has more range than all the other shrooms. It's just that when zombies get close to him, and it doesn't actually.
I think it's only low damage, and the big thing. If it was just like in front of him, I think that'd be okay. But
it's also like the top and the bottom. Yeah. If it was only in front of him, he'd definitely be good.
Yeah. Little guy. I think he's here.
Yeah.
He has his purpose, but he doesn't do it very well. Like at that point, just put a lily pad with potion on it.
Snow pea.
Here.
I say good.
I
say good. How often do you use Snow pea in a lot of strategies?
I think you use like the first half of adventure mode.
Yes, that's very true.
And then by the time you get to like cool nighttime, he's kind of falls off. Because by that point you just have better things. But the slowdown's really nice. The price, I think the price is a bit high for what he should be.
I'd say
Which one's
150.
top?
Yeah.
150. Yeah.
If he was 150, then I would see him. But 175 is a little, especially since for an extra 25, you basically just get double damage from him.
And I don't think this Sundown's better than that. So. Spikeweed and Spike Rock. I'd say Spikeweed's like here.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know where to put Spike Rock now.
How much is it? 100?
125.
Well, I mean, it's only 25 more, and then it just deals more damage, right? And
Well, you have to put it on top of that, so I think it's more like 125.
oh, right. Yeah, you're right.
He can kill 3 Zombonis before he's gone forever. He also takes 3 hits from a Garden Pillar.
Oh, instead of one.
So, like, in survival, he has his purpose in stalling, but he's expensive, he recharges really slow.
I'd actually put him right beside Spikeweed.
Yeah.
Because they both have this shit, because Spikeweed is, like, very fast, and you can very easily put up a bunch.
Yeah, these are spammable, and these are if you want to have a more permanent Spikeweed setup.
Split P.
I think he's here.
Yeah. He's niche, but he's, like...
He's good for, like, 2 levels, we get the Star Free, that's so better.
Yeah. Squash, that's gotta be, yeah, like, cheap, fast, gets it done. Starfruit, cheap,
Cheap, he recharges fast, and he shoots out. People are like, oh, he doesn't shoot forward, but if you have...
a bunch, then that doesn't... He is the ultimate zero brain plan, because if you throw down a bunch,
yeah,
then you won't have to worry about the fact that he can't shoot forward. Like, it's very easy to just spam a bunch of them and just get it done and not even worry. And even then, you won't have to worry about digger zombies.
Yeah.
Sun Shroom.
I feel like we should just make a Sun tier. It's hard to...
Okay.
How do you compare these? Or, like, outside of just being celebrities, like, how do you measure? None of these matter without a sunflower kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tall Nut.
He's kind of just like a upgraded walnut, right?
Yeah, you can't jump over him, so Pogos get knocked off their Pogos. Walters and Dolphins can't do anything. Ladder's still working though. He has more health.
But he has a longer recharge, and
No, the recharge is the same. It's just the price is different.
Okay. Then if the recharge is the same, then I'd say he's definitely better.
I think he's the best defensive option for like the front wall.
Okay. But okay then. Well, since we're talking about him, why don't we do Walnut then? I'd say Walnut is like good, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's like top good, I guess. He does his job in the early levels, but there's a lot of levels where you don't need him, and if you're doing an endless level, you might as well just go for the better option.
Tangled Help. Yeah. Honestly, it's 25 Sun, but at that point, just get a Lily.
Oh, it's a Potato Mine, but like, there's so many other options. And like, Potato Mine's good because you can use them early game, but you don't get things in the pool until like halfway through the first flag.
Yeah.
So like by that time you can already afford to put something there, and it'll only ever be like at best a clone zombie until late game. And then if you are panicking, you just have other instant kill options.
Yeah, like 75 for a lily pad and a squash. Wow,
yeah, and then you can
that's
use the lily pad.
hard. Yeah. Split 3P. I think that was what it's called. I'd say yeah. I can see that. Good, I guess.
There's like, he's fun, but he's not practical.
The thing is the cost. He's what, 225?
325.
320. Right. It's hard because it cuts off, so the 3s and the 2s look the same.
Yeah, I don't know why they cropped it like this. Like, just show the picture or show the full thing. Like, this isn't awkward.
Yeah, 325. He shoots 3 lanes, so it is like triple the damage.
If you had like a million of them, it would be good. But if you're putting all that effort, you might as well just go for him.
Yeah, you might as well go for a Gatling or even like a Starfruit at that point.
Yeah, or like Melon Pulse at Splash. So it's the same idea.
The big thing that I say that edges them above like the pea shooter and the cabbage is that because they can shoot multiple lanes, you can use them in the pool levels.
Yeah, they're more fun. Like they're interesting. While these are just like basic infantry, but it's still not much.
Torchwood. Oh, what do you think of Torchwood? I haven't really used too much of Torchwood.
Torchwood's a good idea, but he like eliminates the ability to use ice stuff and forces you to use pea shooters, and like the only pea shooter that's really high is this one.
Yeah, or repeater, or if you want like full damage Gatling. Okay.
If you work around him, like, he can be good, but he limits what you can do. I don't know. He's alright. Good, I guess. Leaf.
Like, I mean, hey, he gets the job done.
In Survival Endless and Roof levels, he's good, because getting rid of bungee zombies, I think, is the biggest one. And that's why he's not down here, because he doesn't just have the one purpose. And later on, if you're, like, when some of your plants are, like, 400 sun, that's a big deal. Like, he takes up a slot and doesn't do offense, but because of how much...
Because of how much sun you save with him?
Yeah, I think it's worth that.
Okay. I'll take that. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. That's not a contest. Okay. Coffee bean then. I think he ends up with... I want to put him...
Well, the majority... Like...
1, 2, 3...
Like, minus Hypno Shroom and, like, Magnet Shroom. The only other Shroom that it are... Like,
but if you think...
Minus the really bad ones.
But we're not even talking new... Like, if you're just thinking of usability...
Yeah.
One of the big up points of both of these is that you can use the coffee bean on them in daytime levels, so you can stock up on them.
Yeah.
Especially so I think that just like
Gloom Shroom is highest.
Yeah, Gloom Shroom's on here, so yeah.
I'd say that's good. Yeah. Just in general, being able to use mushrooms in daytime levels is really good because there are interesting synergies. Oh, yeah. It's hard to rank those because it's just. How do you?
Yeah, Twin Sunflower is good in long levels because you can have more condensed sun production. These are just the sunflower for nighttime.
Yeah, they produce only small suns, which is 15, but mushrooms cost less sun anyway, so it's you're basically getting the same thing.
Yeah, it's fine for the night level, like it does its job, but if you're in like a
and if you're using him in a daytime level, then you're missing the point of him.
I'm kind of looking at this from like an endless or like one of the survival level perspectives. So like I think that's a good tier list. Do you want to make any addendums? Anything glaring?
No, I think it's pretty fair. The only thing like there's nothing that I really like absolutely disagree with. The only thing which like maybe I could argue for being like, because like I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's hard to argue the placement of any of these. Yeah, these guys at least do something. Okay.
It's arbitrary, but
I guess so.
There's two worlds where this lily pad works as one world.
Yeah, like yeah. Like, the only thing I would maybe say is that maybe Pumpkin and Cherry Bomb are maybe just a wee bit higher and good. Well, just like, are these more, you're not like directly ranking them in the tier, but it's more just like you are in the good tier, you are in the pretty good. It's not like
it's
saying.
It's a rough placement.
It's a rough. Okay. Because I'd say for the defense that Pumpkin does provide, admittedly he's not useful in adventure but survival. But I do think the overall tier placement of good would match him. That and maybe him. I think he's very much like. I think the big thing would really just be these two. It's just.
What do you mean?
I think you could argue that Fume Shroom is higher than he does because of the cost and the fact that he has piercing, but I also think because this one is just has more range and is like a lot more powerful to stack.
yeah, it hurts a lot more because the Fume Shroom has piercing, but he also doesn't shoot as fast.
Yeah, he only has like what 3 or 4 towers, whereas this is unlimited.
Yeah, it's unlimited.
But
the
I
tier
think
hits
I
harder.
think you could argue these two being switched
That
over,
one's
but
iffy.
I think that's at
It
pedantics at that.
depends on where you are in the game. Because like earlier you can afford Fume Shroom faster, but later Repeater takes you further.
Yeah, especially since then you could synergize with Torchwood, and you also have Gatling. All right, yeah. That's it. I think overall it's pretty good.
Alright, this is the definitive Plants vs. Zombies tier list. So, PopCap, I know you're watching this. Delete everything under this tier. Pretty good tier. Delete everything else.
Except for the Sun producers.
No,
That's,
delete those two.
Oh, okay.
Alright, if they did. Have you seen Plants vs. Zombies 3?
No.
There's no sunflowers anymore.
Oh.
You just automatically produce it over time.
Oh. Well,
It sucks.
I don't know how. I feel
Anyway,
about
like and subscribe. We're 2 years late to this trend, but like, yeah.
that. Yeah, I remember when this is a big thing.
This is only like 30 minutes.
Wow.
I can edit it up. Honestly, we just put background music in to do that.
Yeah.
Guys, I need everyone to try to like the video with your knuckles. Only 2% of the whole wide world could actually like the video with your knuckles. So try it right now on the count of 3 seconds, okay? 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Sussy baka.
Hey, y'all little sussy bakas are gonna make me act up. Oh.
Plants vs. Zombies.